Well, hello YouTube. Here we are with a little bit of a first look at a potential project. In front of us here we have ourselves a Raleigh Transit cruiser bike. Of course, this bike here, being a cruiser bike, it's a single speed unit. It does have the Shimano internals on the back hub. Of course, it one time did have the big balloon street type tires. A little bit of sand they would handle, but not off-road, if you will. And again, this is a single speed unit, so there is no 6 speeds, 5 speeds, or whatever speeds. And of course, it has steel cranks with a single speed front sprocket, so basically it's just a cruiser unit. A nice, springy type of front seat. And of course, a rigid front fork here. So of course, there's no suspension up front at all. This bike, of course, I've been looking for the same style of frame in basically any brand, whether it was a Schwinn or a Norco or, this brand or whatever. And I lucked on this one on the old classifieds. Decided to go have her look at her, and well, obviously I picked her on up. And of course, this one here was parked under a guy's deck for a few years. As you see, the tires are pretty much rotted. The tubes have gone flat. There's various nicks and bruises, and it's rubbed and rusted and stuff. Well, way back, this bike, when it was new, I'm guessing probably in the early 2000s or late 90s, was purchased from United Cycle in Edmonton, Alberta. Well, this is where I'm going to turn the project over to you guys. You guys have any ideas or any suggestions for this bike? I know I've got a few ideas myself that I was thinking of putting into it and seeing, how it would turn out. I could weld lugs on the frame, of course keeping the heat low, and turn this bike into a 6-speed or even an 18-speed or whatever 12-speed type of bike if I wanted to. You can always get one of those cheap China engine kits and throw on here. Do it all up in like flat black paint or OD green type of paint. Put yourself a suspension fork in the front and kind of have yourself a clunker cruiser type of bike. I myself already do have a single speed rigid cruiser type of bike that I do use, bomb around on myself, and this one here would kind of probably end up being a project bike for sometime down the road. One thing that's nice to find is the rims are straight, and of course rare sight these days is made in Canada. A lot of bicycles now are like assembled in Mexico or made in China or made somewhere else, and then we end up buying them back. Like all bikes its age, it's got some scuffs and bruises. Of course, for the plan that I want to do with it, the scuffs and bruises are minor because it's all going to be well sanded down and resprayed, repainted, right? Of course, guys, leave your comments below on, your idea. If this bike was yours, what would you do with it? Would you fix it up, stone stock, if you will? Repaint the frame, get factory tires for it, stuff like that. Leave it a single speed bike, or would you go a little bit crazy with it? Put a front suspension fork in it and a few things like that, or would you go off the deep end and put one of those engine kits in her? One of the things, if I ever did the engine kit in it, I'd have to measure from here up to here to make sure I had room to clear the bottom bar and the top bar on the engine. And of course, I would probably do something different with the fuel tank, because, well, those fuel tanks that come in the kits are quite ugly. They need to be something a little bit smaller. Maybe I would put a basket on the front and have a tank there, or maybe I'll put a rack on the back and have the tank, because of course it'll be a gravity feed system, so as long as the tank is higher than the carb, you should be good. But yeah, guys, leave your comments below on what you figure I should do with this old bike. What would you do with this old bike if it was yours? And yeah, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.